to know what is happening, Morocco to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat kepan, graduate, my brother to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon Bada. Skiddy dabado.
Cote d'Ivoire, and then it was on that Friday that we returned, and the president was able to speak to you all journalists, and we couldn't hold our regular press briefing at that time. And last week Friday, you all know it was a national holiday, and on holidays, of course, there'll be no need for you to come here. You need time out with your family. So we're reconnecting based on the breaking that we have had. So welcome again. And like we started a tradition, we hope we can continue. We will normally invite journalists from across the country. The last time we've had someone from Bomi, we've had someone from Margibi, and this time we got somebody from Cape Mount who want to recognize Radio Piso, who's represented by Mr. Jenkins Mabani. Welcome to the Executive Mansion. Welcome to our regular press briefing. And let me continue by saying to our Muslim brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. The Muslim community started the whole month of Ramadan. And His Excellency, our president, did give a message to the community through a video message, wishing the Muslims a very peaceful, prosperous, prayerful Ramadan. And I want to add my voice and in my own name as a fellow Muslim to say, may Allah give us the blessings of this holy month, and as we all pray for this country, for the betterment of our country. So His Excellency is very happy and wants to again extend such a felicitation and blessings to all of our Muslim brothers and sisters observing this holy month. Please continue to pray for the country and pray for the success of His Excellency and the government of Liberia. We are coming out of a busy, very busy week, and as you know, we also today just had a commissioning ceremony. His Excellency commissioned additional officials who have been confirmed by the Liberian Senate. There were heads of agencies, ministers, as well as deputy ministers who were commissioned earlier today, right here at the Executive Mansion in Harlem. And during that ceremony, His Excellency informed the commission of the officers to really take seriously his vision for the country, and he has invited them to see, and implement their res agenda in the best interest of the Liberian people. His Excellency also have had several meetings with the diplomatic community, with different people, different institutions with interest in helping to support our government's agenda. One of the key meetings highlighted is the meeting with the United Nations in Liberia, particularly the head of the United Nations, that is the resident coordinator. That meeting happened earlier this week, and the United Nations did extend their support, did extend their willingness as they've done. They continue to be here, continue to support the country's progress to peace. And interestingly, they also are very happy with the progress we've made so far on the line of sustaining and maintaining democracy, particularly with the conduct of our elections and the peaceful transfer of power. We're very happy, His Excellency, we're very happy and thought that those sentiments and comments are in the best interest of our country. Going further, His Excellency visit to Cote d'Ivoire, just to reiterate, because when we came, he also mentioned some of the meetings and engagement that was held. But just to remind the public, in Cote d'Ivoire, there were three key essence of the meeting. One area was on agriculture, electricity, and security. As you all know, the region currently is a little challenged with the current wave of threats in other countries within the West African region. So security was top of the agenda. Electricity, we all know Liberia is challenged. One of our key issues is on electricity, and electricity is also a part of the president's agenda, very high priority area. His Excellency is looking forward to working with all stakeholders to make sure we are able to solve the problem of electricity. Agriculture, the arrest agenda stems from the agriculture. The A within the arrest agenda is on agriculture, particularly on the issue of food sustainability, because food, for His Excellency, is just beyond just being the food, but it's also a security commodity. So the essence of for us being food sufficient is very important. It's high on the president's agenda, talking about, we also the issue of different executive orders that His Excellency have been able to put into action. Talking about energy, coming from Cote d'Ivoire, just yesterday actually, His Excellency had a very important high-level energy sector roundtable with key partners in the energy sector. We had the different missions here. You had LEC, the Liberia Electricity Corporation, as well as a representative from the Ministry of Mines and Energy, particularly the minister in this delegation, as well as the Rural Renewable Electricity Agency, who both they and the Liberia Electricity Corporation work us through on the challenges of our electricity portion and what we need to elevate and implement key projects to soften, the challenges that we have within the sector. And the president is very happy about the roadmap, about the road in which his team is taking, and he's also charged them to make sure that they are able to give him briefing almost every week about the current status and where we are, what the challenges are, and how they are bringing solutions to solving those problems. And he is very clear about that. And he's very excited so far on those plans. And his meeting is to ensure that it's achievable. The 100-day deliverable, he's been briefed that they're on course. Works are ongoing, especially particularly with the Ministry of Public Works. He was briefed by the Ministry of Public Works, the minister particularly, about the current nature and the startup point where they're going to begin, particularly the beginning with LOFA, where they've set up some different, some of the, in the goal of this particular portion of what he's talked about on the aspect of road. During the rain season, there are major spots that are impassable for vehicles. So the plan of the 100 days to ensure that those key spots are worked on and the active, work going on during the course of the rain season. So one of the other things again I will talk about is assets recovery. So the president have given the charge of the assets recovery team to activate them make them work very hard to bring back the assets that former officials of government that assets belonging to the government that they're taking. And the team reported to the president that they are working very hard and their plans in which they intend to undertake on making sure that
I'm saying here
the cross government
that those who support the continuation of the 24-year we have made peace, I support such people. You can blow me, I blow you in a personal thing. But when you support 24 years of peace and its continuation to allow our children and those unborn for their mother to deliver them peacefully under a conducive atmosphere where investors will get attracted to come and invest and put food on the people's table, I stand by you. But if people who just got elected, that we went on the ground to do everything we could in our weekdays, spend our own money, our vehicles there are all down because of that. If they can prioritize work on coal, asset recovery, this one at the early stage. The question will be, what about Madam Saleh, who had the larger troops, international troops in this country for UN? It was the time to do what they wanted to do. The troops that came here was the largest troop ever in Africa for peace. They didn't do it. They did not do it during George Weah's time. But there was a noise. And George Weah sent a letter to the Senate to advise him. The Senate had an open hearing, invited.
Mr. President, Diamond Slanger for Spoon FM.
Yeah.
The speech caused a lot of uproar in Liberia, especially with the portion that had to do with the War Crimes Court where you made Liberia's case. What should Liberians expect from that particular portion of the speech?
I just stated, I don't understand what you want. Since we came to power, I've not one day called for War Crime Court. You, the journalists, call for War Crime Court. Liberians are calling for War Crime Court. Both the victims and the perpetrators are calling for War Crime Court. What I did is to explain to them why now. So if you don't understand my English, then you need to go back to the speech and then you read it well. You calling for War Crime Court, I say now why this time? When we have an economic issue, we're trying to develop our country, why focus on the War Crime Court now? Why you did not focus on it 12 years ago? And those people that were part of the entire process of what happened to us, they led the 12 years. So what now? Is that what you want? Okay, then we send it to the legislature. And then so Liberians can talk about it. I think it's important. So I want to give you an opportunity. I want to give you an opportunity to talk about it instead of every day disturbing the peace of this country. So now you have a reason now to go and sit in your Palawa hut, put a process together now so you can sit down. So the perpetrator and the victim can meet. So those that have opinions can come to see what need to be done. So that what I did there. So I open now the forum for you instead of.
We also want to use the medium to caution employees, private individuals, and former officials of government who are in possession of government properties to surrender them to the tax force. On this note, the tax force is granting 10 days grace period, commencing March 22nd to March 31st, 2024, to those mentioned supra, to voluntarily surrender all state properties to avoid unspecified legal action and consequences. Meanwhile, the tax force want to call on all garages that are currently in the habit of changing colors, VIN and sachet number of government vehicles to immediately desist. The task force has gotten intelligence of those garages involved in said criminal act. On the issue of asset recovery, which is we also want to use the medium to caution employees, private individuals, and former officials of government who are in possession of government properties to surrender them to the tax force from employees, former officials, and private individuals who obtain same through illegal means. The pledge to the people of Liberia and this government that we will perform fair responsibility to its maximum. In consonance with the law, we will be fearless, robust, drastic, and strong. In execution of our duties, no question or questions, despite his or her former portfolio, will be exempted, as the full weight of the law will not be selected in its application. Our ministers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, to hit the ground running, the task force has commenced the process of properties retrieval from employees.
We want my supporter to the executive mention to ask the legal advisor to the president why he dropped the case against me. I've done nothing. I don't know who this guy is. And he defamed my character for the work that I have done. For this country, for the land. I've served every government that I've come and I've left a print. But the legal advisor, Bushi Ben Keita, told the president of the Republic of Liberia, he instructed the Senate court prosecutor to drop the case without my knowledge. I did not drop this case. I want us to go through the legal proceeding. Whatever judgment that come with it, I will settle for it. I am going.
In keeping with Article 25, the sanctity of contracts, all those who have valid tenures who are replaced will be compensated for the unexpired portion of their tenures, in keeping with the law. There is a caveat to that. The Code of Conduct in Article 5.1 says all officials appointed by the President of the Republic of Liberia shall not A. engage in political activities, canvass or contest for elected offices, B. use government facilities, equipment, or resources in support of partisan or political activities, and C. serve on a campaign team of any political party or the campaign of any independent candidate. That's the law. The law says you cannot be a tenured official and you actively take part in politics. Serve on a campaign team, dress up in campaign paraphernalia, post all your campaign photos, and do all the other activities, and then still expect your tenure to be respected or expect to be paid if your tenure is taken away. Therefore, we announce that for those individuals who have tenure today, who we have evidence violated the Code of Conduct, you will be replaced and will not compensate you. You'll be replaced.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
Tools of spoon to get your information. Tools of spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon, you know. The children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon.
Okay, so you want to get the news update, tune to Spoon. You want to know what's happening in Liberia. What are the politicians saying? What are the policymakers doing? Tune to Spoon. This is where you get authentic information about all of the major happenings in the country. And I'd like to say welcome to the show again. We're here tonight, the late night show. The late night politics is live on Spoon 107.5 FM. We're live on Fabric 101.1 and several frequencies across the country. Thanks to all of the radio stations across Liberia that are relaying this edition of the program. And I want to say thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Nelson Colette. This is where we talk about the trending and national issues. Of course, we uh, provide the space where every single person can have a voice and be able to contribute to the national discourse. So, welcome to the show tonight. It's gonna be a great show. Lots of things happening in Liberia. Too many things to talk about here tonight. And I want to say thanks for joining us. Thanks to all of you in the comment section. Let me say thanks to. Let me recognize a few of you in the comment section just before going to what we want to talk about tonight. I see Jerry Gitawe. Jerry Gitawe, thanks for joining us. He says, thanks so much to the President JMB for uh, weakling the rules. It should be reawakening the rule of laws that were burned under the CDC government. Georgia, Melvin Davis says he's following. Thanks for joining us tonight. I see Abuski Azibuki. Yes, thanks for joining us tonight. It's a good thing to have you on. He said, "Please, brother, I'm a Liberian." Yeah, you are a Liberian. No one can dispute that. And not even the Azibuki or the Oyinsisi can make anyone to think you that to think that you're not a Liberian, man. You are a Liberian. Stop. You don't have to justify that. That's just the reality. You are a Liberian. We appreciate that. I want to say thanks. Welcome to DJ Do. Thanks for joining us. He says he's arrogant. I don't know who he's talking about, but thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate you. Thanks to everybody for joining us tonight. Daniel Sampson, Sa Bobo. Thanks for joining. Anthony Issa, thanks for being here tonight. You said you're falling from Sayed District in Lofa County. Thanks for being here tonight. I see a lot of you joining us. Mohammed Morris Sharif is here tonight from Ghana, from the Bujumbura camp in Ghana. Yes, thanks for joining us. He says he's sleeping outside. Wow, this is serious. The issue with our brothers and sisters in the camp is something that is very concerning. We had them here some time ago, and our understanding is that there were some efforts being made by the government to address the issues that they're faced with. We look forward to hearing something positive because those guys are out there. They in the open. Imagine the kids, not just the elders, not just the mothers and fathers, but the kids who will have to sleep in the open because their parents have absolutely no shelter due to the demolition exercise and everything that's been going on. This calls for some concerns from the government of Liberia. Hope the Unity Party administration will take that into serious consideration and look at the issues confronting our folks in Ghana. This is an age-old problem. The folks have been calling, they've been expressing concerns, and we just hope that the authorities can intervene. Well, Moses Momolu, thanks for joining us. You say you're calling from the Iowa, the U.S. I see Masa Riggs, thanks for joining us. Conan Gator, thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate you. And yes, Michael Tupa says he's calling from Yekepa, that's in Nima County. Thanks for joining us tonight. Augustus Bala is following from Tingas Village. And that's along the Ralphie Highway. Thanks for being here tonight. It's a good thing to have everyone joining us. It's going to be a great show. Another fascinating interaction here. Let's hope we can engage the national discourse with some level of civility. Being patriotic to some extent. That regardless of the different sides we support, the different political parties, there is this thing that holds us all together, that bonds us, that we all have in common, regardless of the sides we support. And that thing is the fact that we are Liberians, and Liberia runs through our veins, and our actions, the decisions we make, the steps we take should be directed towards the kind of Liberia we all want to see. All right, and sometimes, and if not all of the times, we have to put aside our personal interest and make sure that Liberia is what we're pushing for. The interest of our country is what we want to see, and that we all make our own contribution to getting Liberia the kind of country, that we all want it to be. All right. So again, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So, of recent, there has been series of issues in the country. The first one has to do with fire outbreaks. Most of you are aware that there's been one fire outbreak to another, and it's been happening for some time, and that has caused for some intervention from the government. The good news is that authorities of the Liberian National Fire Service, those appointed, precisely the director, Mr. Worsua Bave, and Emmanuel Farr, the director proper and the deputy director for administration, they took office today. And officially, it is expected that by Monday, they will start to roll out what they intend to do, the plans, the policies, and everything they have to address this issue of fire outbreak in our country, because it's serious. It's very alarming. And maybe I'm going to bring just a portion of that somewhere along the show. But this is serious because that entity, as small as it is, a lot of people see this entity, the Liberian National Fire Service, as that place that hasn't been getting the kind of attention. But with the wave of outbreaks we've seen in the country of recent, it speaks volume. It raises the expectation of Liberians when it comes to what they think needs to be done to address the issues of fire outbreak in our country. So it's a good thing now that there has been the leadership has finally taken over. But there was this situation at the Fiamma area. There was this situation where the Apostolic High School got at fire. Well, investigation is still ongoing to establish the cause of the fire. But some of the residents have been calling for assistance. And this is what you see usually when you have these kinds of outbreaks. The next thing is that people are calling for assistance. And that's where it becomes very important for the authorities to take some robust actions that will address the issues that the folks are faced with. So, at the Liberian National Fire Service, good thing, the folks have taken over. It's a good step in the right direction. So the next thing is that, yes, at the LBS, Mr. Eugene Lami Fagon, former Deputy Minister for Press and Public Affairs, yes, took office today. He took over from the former DG, Estelle Liberty. And there was an elaborate ceremony today as well, a very good one. Yes, so, but I want to bring you an excerpt here from the the Liberian National Fire Service situation today, and some of what the head of the entity had to say with respect to the plans they have to roll out in this issue of fire disaster in the country. Okay, so I'll try to bring that up here shortly. Let me try to get this coming up shortly. So the issue of fire outbreaks in our country is something that the authorities will have to give some serious attention to. And then on the flip side, someone have been speaking out on lots of issues quite recently. They uh, talking about the a former stalwart of the CDC. Uh, Mikael, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you.
Okay, your audio is a bit low. I'm hoping that it can be worked on, but it's good to have you joining in tonight. So,
Thank you.
just trying to provide some of the updates as we get ready to kickstart the conversation tonight. So, someone who have been speaking, Dr. Lester Tenney, former stalwart of the CDC, have come up to strongly, again, like he's been doing over the past time, criticize the CDC on lots of stands they took in the past 6 years. He thinks that the CDC could have done better uh, with the opportunity that was provided. This political party that was in opposition for 12 years, yes, 12 solid years in opposition, having had the opportunity to steer the affairs of the country, his thing is that they could have done better. There are lots of things they could have done, but they missed out on those opportunities. And to a larger extent, he blames that on the president most times. And while we're talking about this, uh, most people follow the case with how do you call it? This U.S. missionary, um, this U.S. missionary by the name of how do you call him? Uh, Let me get it right. Lucas Riches. So there has been this issue where Lucas Riches, a U.S. missionary, came in and he had an affair, even went as far as marrying Jessica Lloyd, and then at some point he attempted taking her life, and so that issue has been in court. And so one of the issues that his folks have been pushing was the one that had to do with the pregnancy of Jessica Lloyd. But the nurse, a Liberian nurse, was able to testify in court that Jessica Lloyd was indeed pregnant for her American husband, and she witnessed the forceful abortion and whatever that went on. This case is in court. We may not want to go deep into it, but the mother of Jessica Lloyd has been on the show several times. She's raising concerns about the procedures and everything that's been going on, and even calling on other legal institutions to intervene, especially the females, the advocates, and all of those people to intervene. Because in the process of fighting this case, it requires resources, it requires support, whether legal support and in other ways. And so she has been calling for some sort of support towards that. And it's important to know that the case is in court, so there's just a limit to what we can say towards that. And the Central Bank of Liberia released the the official exchange rate in the country
Today?
yes, that it was released. Okay, let me say yesterday.
Okay.
All right. So for March 21st, from March 21st up to now, the buying rate is 191 Liberian dollars to $1 US. and the selling rate is $193 to $1 US. But the interesting thing is that right now you see $191. But if you went out there to maybe change your $5 or $10, the exchange rate is 194 Liberian dollars to $1 US.
Wow.
Now, if you went to buy something and you didn't have USD, you want to pay, and that thing is sold in USD, but you want to pay using Liberian dollars, they're gonna be taking it at a rate of 196 or even more, depending on where you go. So the a lot of people will expect that the CBL will have the best rate that will be maybe higher than what the ordinary people have out there. But it's a whole different case. Uh, Usually, what we're seeing over the time is that the CBL rate is lower than every other thing we see out there in the market, and the folks will most times say that that is because the rate we see on the market is artificial and it's not driven by concrete forces and all of that. So those are just a few, but let me say this today: the lawmaker, you know, let me bring Vasco in.
But yeah, just Nelson, just on that note about the exchange rate in Liberia, it's some of the things I was trying to allude to last night when we were having the discussions about, how well the government doing if in the last 2 months and all that. You know, the government of Liberia had to have assistance. When gold places are Ghana, people don't use US that are in the street there. It's strictly change at the bank and you get the money, you walk out. Ghana City. It's not no US that are in the street to another money, like to the city. So if a central bank come up with rate and other people out there, business people out there, I mean, being at that time in memory in Liberia, don't get me wrong. But what I'm trying to say in short is that government start taking control of some of those things. That have a system. Let the government try to start building some system. I didn't want to leave power that we can always point at. I did the government didn't do everything, but it's set of the system that we're living by today. So for that reason, Liberia just no price control. Everybody just go on with what you can get. If your customer agree to it, that's it. So buyer and seller is they are the one gaining and losing behind each other when it comes to exchange rate and all that in Liberia. So let the government rule be the rule. If the CBS say it's 91, 191, that fly out there. Nobody will be because you want the US so much, and some of the things can be stealing with the government stealing money too. And when the big people steal the money, they want the US data, they go out there and just flash it out. They care. Because think about it. They just throw it out there. Like doing when George Red government just came to power. See how the money was flying in the street. Some of the money got lost. Finance ministers are telling us that he gave money to people that sit on the sidewalk to change for the central bank. Can you believe that? So these are the things that make the country have no prior restriction, nothing, no system. Everybody just do what they want to do. So these are the things we're supposed to start tackling and and try to find some solution to those.
Thank you. Vasco, I want to say welcome to the show. You want to do your opening quickly as we get ready to start the show?
Thank you, Nelson. I look forward to a great show, and my brother, thank you for coming. So it's a pleasure to be here, Nelson.
Thank you, bro.
I just want to say hi to everybody that's watching up and listening to the radio. So we are to discuss the issue of the Liberian people. So Nelson, I'm waiting for a great show. Thank you.
Wow, you here to discuss the issue of the Liberian people.
Yes.
And you're looking forward to a great show. I mean, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's very interesting.
I didn't even do my opening. I just joined it.
The way you come from doing general, close it.
No, I'm just talking. And I supposed to speak to the audience and welcome them to the show and all that. You know what I mean?
But you're supposed to put it in our thing. You're doing what that.
I mean, I was just straight into what we can be doing, like, bro, man. First, you gotta do it right.
Yeah, but it's a good thing actually, because we are at a stage where Liberians are observing. We, following transitions, when there's a change of government, so many people, sometimes even the people that are very critical, they will not just jump into criticizing. Sometimes it takes 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, sometimes up to a year to observe the government, to evaluate everything that the government does within that space, and then be able to come up with a determination as to whether the government is proceeding rightly or there are some flaws. Now, in the case where there are flaws, and there will always be shortcomings, there will always be loopholes, then following that period, they can then move into criticizing or saying, what the government is doing or what the government is not doing, and all of that. So I think this is the period we find ourselves in. And at this stage, lots of Liberians are observing keenly every single move of the Boakai administration, the Unity Party, what they're doing, what they're not doing, and people at Vasco will be looking for the loopholes and everything to be able to hang on to it, and and have the conversation going from there. But I want us to, okay, let me welcome Rudolph to the show. Rudolph, thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on.
Thank you, Nelson. It's good being here as well.
Okay, you want to take just 1 minute quickly to do your opening because we're about to take off.
Oh, okay. Yes, Nelson, as always, we come here to discuss the issues of Liberia. We come out here to inform our people, and we come out here to discuss issues that are affecting them. So, yes, today I look forward to a powerful and good conversation. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. We are at that stage where Liberians are observing the JMB administration. But I want us to look at, some key areas. It's been 2 months. And every time we take on these conversations, I will always say that it's been 2 months, right? There were lots of issues prior to the elections, and during the election, after the election, and so forth. The police IG took over. The next thing he said is that they're going to go into investigations. They're going to investigate most of the mysterious deaths, those circumstances leading to the terrible information that came up even before the election. So you talk about the 3 missing boys. Up to now, their families are still calling for justice. The families of those 3 missing boys are still thinking that there was some foul play and they want justice. So, aside from that, you're talking about the mysterious situation, Bati Yenswa, Gifty Laman, Albert Peters. You're talking about Princess, what's her name? Princess Cooper, and all of those mysterious deaths that occurred in the country. Now, with the expectation, and I will always like us to start from here, and the pronouncement from the police IG with respect to some of the actions that they would have taken to address those issues. The entry of those weapons into the country, it was being seized by the police. Former IG Patrick Sulu displayed all of those weapons and everything. Are we making progress security-wise? Is it fair to say that for 2 months now, for solid 2 months, everything that we've seen so far, is it fair to say that we are going to see the investigation or justice being served to the fullest in those cases, in those different things that happen. I know Vasco has other things on his mind. We're gonna go to the other aspect of the discussion. Yes, so many things happen today, but let's start from here. Judging from all those mysterious situations, so many people are still looking up to the security, the police, for example, to take on those issues. Let's start with you, Rudolph, and then we'll move to Vasco.
The question is if we have security in place, right?
Yeah.
Nelson, this is a brand new government. This is a government that inherited, I would say, nothing. I mean, from every sector. Before this government took power, our policemen, our security, like the EPS and what have you, they were partisan security people. They were, I mean, they did not carry on their duties because of their because of how they had to protect CDC and its higher ups. So I mean, and I'm not going to say that they are not good people, but then there are good people within those systems or within the system. But the issue is that they were not allowed to effectively carry out their work, just like how Malu said he was not allowed to effectively function, because every time they tried to carry on their work, they were override by some kind of higher ups. But Nelson, what I would tell you is that this government, I mean, because of its transparency, I think we are going to see some positives within the security sector. And JMB was keen on security because that is one of the arms of government that needs to be ready prioritized. So yes, I think, Nelson, we are not there yet, but I think from the beginning, I think, I mean, like we saw JMB brought boots for the police and stuff like that. We saw them giving new uniforms and stuff. Nelson, the world is watching us now. Supports are coming in. So yes, I think we are going to have a vibrant security sector very soon. But now it's not 100%.
Talking about those mysterious deaths, the police IG stated that they're gonna get at the bottom of every single thing that happened, and they will make sure that justice will be served. Do you see this happening anytime soon? Judging from what you've seen in the past 2 months.
Nelson. Yes, and that is why I touched on the fact that the police were not allowed to effectively carry out their duty because of some powerful and big hands, right? But now we have a government who is willing to allow them to operate within their domain freely. So Nelson, yes, I think we are going to see them digging down. I mean, digging really deep to bring people to justice. I do believe that they will do it.
Okay, so let's do this. You go back to previous administration. In the Princess Copper case, for example, they did an investigation. They said Princess Copper died of chronic cold, right? She died of chronic cold. You talk about the Gifty Laman and Albert Peters. And,
the president said they were doing
no, I don't want us to do that.
But
again, you go back to that situation. If you went back to that situation, the result was that the two individuals were in the car and they died from carbon monoxide. They suffocated or and whatever, they died in the car. Now if you go a little further to all of the other cases, okay, so the three missing boys, for example, they said they did an investigation and they established that the three missing boys got drowned. Now, the point I want us to come to a little is that it's just a change of a few persons in the force, the police force. All right? It's just gonna Gregory come on and maybe his few deputies, but the same police officers who were there, who served, or who have been in the system over the time, they are the same people that are there. Now, Rudolph, do you see any change coming? Do you see a change coming anytime soon, based on the fact that you have over 90% of the same people still there.
Yes.
Is it a government issue or is it a systematic issue? Previous government said they investigated and they got at the bottom. Do we need additional investigation at this time? Go ahead, Rudolph.
I will agree with you if you say that it's a systemic issue. I mean, yes, the system is rotten. We all say that every day, right?
Yeah.
But, and I mean, you don't have to change the entire police force to see results. Once you change the tap, because guess what? Those people take commands from their bosses. So when you change their bosses and you bring people, honest people who will not bend and twist because of their friends in higher places, Nelson, we will start to see results. And we do believe in JMB's judgment to appoint Gregory Coleman. So with that moving forward, Nelson, yes, we are going to see transparency and they are going to dig deeper. You don't have to change the whole police force to start to see results.
Thank you. Vasco, let's hear from you. The government you supported did series of investigations on those happenings. They came up with reports. Princess Copper, they said she had court. Gifty Lama, carbon monoxide. You talk about all the other people, the three missing men, because not even boys. The guys were in their 30s and stuff like that. All right? The three missing men. Previous administration said those people drowned. And all of those things. Vasco, with what the police IG said that they're going to go back to those investigations, dig up the fact, dig up every hidden things that went on. Do you see the possibility of this? Is it even necessary to go back, Vasco?
Thank you, Nelson. Like you said, we have few changes in the police, right?
Yeah.
We still have most of the guys that served during the George Weah administration. They are still there. And sometimes it's very laughable when I hear people talking about this death and look, I don't know. Facebook is right here. There was investigations, a lot of investigation went on all of those deaths in Liberia. And there was fundings. The clips are all over the place. You can go to the information ministry during the press briefing during the Weah time. You will get to know that most of the cases were investigated and then fundings came out. We even brought a top-secret report about Princess Copper and how you call the guy? The guy who fell from all steps. And
Bati
Yenswa. All these things were investigated. But Liberia is a country that when you are on the other side, when things happen, the only way you're going to believe it, unless it go against the side that you don't support. So because the investigation came out and people came with the facts, our friends on the other side at that time, they don't believe it up to today. And this is some of the problem I got with and these are some of the reasons today this lady and her family, they are in jail because of the way people do things, the way they accuse people. Like the three missing boys. I heard somebody saying the president took the three missing boys to his compound and he did this to them and did that to them because he wanted their kidney.
But Vasco, and I know where you're driving at. Let me bring Jerry Impact on. Jerry, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's a good thing to have you on. After 1 year, Jerry has finally joined the show.
Jerry, every time JB list come out, I've been looking for your name. I mean, what is going on, Chief?
I mean, listen, we're gonna have that discussion.
Listen. It's a pleasure to be back home. I'm here. I've always been around, but I don't like people like Vasco then to be sliding.
Jerry, I know because of you tonight. That's why you will deal with the issue. But let's go back to Vasco. Vasco, you you're trying to make a very important point. Your take is the previous government investigated all of those things.
Yeah.
You guys brought pathologists, you conducted autopsies, and everything. So, do you see the need for this current police, this current security sector, to go back on those investigations?
Yes, when new government come into place, everybody want to show that they're working. You see how they're operating. So this RG, we know Gregory Como. Gregory Como was police director few years
Jerry,
back.
see where Joria brought. Jerry, see where Joria brought.
Jerry, I will mute you. You will not interrupt this, brother. You will not
You know
interrupt.
what Purple Raza or Fiji?
No, Jerry, you just come in. You're an interrupter, but we have rule on the show. If you
you're empowering on Jerry.
But let's give Vasco the chance to learn. Vasco, go ahead.
Like I said, Nelson, all of these people just want to show up. All of those investigations, they have been concluded. There is nothing Gregory Como can come out and say that the previous government came out to. So that is just another flow show. Nothing, because I can remember our pathologist came out and tell the opposition doing those at that time to go and bring any pathologist anywhere in the world to come and prove what he said about all those cases, if they would say anything different. But nobody was able to come and prove anything. If Gregor Como is serious, look, the first thing, if this new police director and this new government is really serious to fight crime, you will not have Queen Johnson roaming around the street. Because Queen Johnson was somebody that was wanted by the same Liberia National Police because of a murder case. But Queen Johnson today is roaming around the street, and the RG is sitting there talking about investigating all of something. If you want to show us that you are very serious, the first thing will start with your own. Queen Johnson is not above the law. She will go to court and hire her lawyer so they can go into this matter. This is a left of someone that was taken, and you are involved.
And Vasco, you may have a point on this one, and yes, I understand where you're going. You think that the government, with everything that's coming from the police IG, if he's serious enough for a change, they should start from their own. But how about going back? Now, Queen Johnson's situation happened just during the election, during the campaign, and when there was this festivity and everything going on. Up to present, it is yet to be established as to whether the young man, how do you call him, Joshua, whether he died as a result of what happened during that campaign and stuff like that. So that's another aspect of it. But is it fair to say that this police should go back a little? Now, take the investigation from there, from the Gifty Lama situation, from the Bati Yenswa, from the three missing men who went and did not return to their family. Is it fair to say, or maybe to just applaud the police and on the grounds that they are contemplating on going back to taking this issue from there?
Nessie, there is no problem for the police to go back. Now they are in charge. Nobody's going to stop the police from going back to where they want to start investigating from.
Thank you.
Nobody got a problem with that. They can go right back. But my concern here is Queen Johnson. Nobody will take Gregory Como serious as a police IG to come. We had a case. They get walking around like nothing happened. Nothing happened.
But Vasco, if you want to say this, some of them may come in with the CDC COP situation. CDC COP, brutalized, how do you call the young man? Walter Cicillo.
Yeah.
The president disowned the CDC COP.
Definitely. That's what we
And
are
so
doing.
where are we with that investigation? The only thing is necessary because when the police say they're going back, these are issues that they're going back to.
We don't have problem, Nancy. The CDC COP, they went to jail. They went to jail.
Went to jail?
Yeah, yes, they went to jail.
Okay.
They know that they went to jail. They were in jail, not just one day.
Thank you.
You are a pathological liar. They never went to jail. They never went to jail.
Nancy,
You are a pathological liar. They never went to jail.
Let's hold it there.
Let's hold it there. We're gonna come to you, Jerry. We're gonna come to you, Jerry. No, but let me say this. Let me say this. What I do know about this whole thing.
Let me conclude.
No, Vasco, let me just come in what I know about this because it's important. We're not just on social media, we're on radio as well.
Definitely.
Right? There are thousands of people across the country listening to us. What I do know is that CDC COP was invited by the Liberia National Police. They honored the invitation. They went there. They answered some questions. And their lawyer, after that, they were being forwarded to court. Who was their lawyer? Councillor Arthur Johnson. He went and signed for them. And since then, not much has been said about where we are with that case and everything that the CDC COP did.
They slept in jail. They slept in jail.
Okay, well. Thank you, but I'm not aware of.
That's the police that are calling the police that you guys are calling the CDC police.
Vasco, that's not true.
Yeah, brother.
Okay, guys, let's move to our brother Mikael. Thank you, Vasco. We're gonna come back to you. Thank you, Mikael. Let's hear your take on this issue. When the police said they're going back on the investigations, they're going all the way back to dig out some of those issues that happened on the previous administration. Given the fact that the change that has been effectuated at the Liberia National Police is just with few individuals at the top. You have hundreds, if not thousands of men in the police force who are across the country. Is there going to be any change here? I mean, is it even necessary going back to all those different cases that happened before this administration came to power?
Well, Nelson, thank you for that question. That's a very, very, very brilliant question when it comes to our security sector in Liberia. First of all, Liberia as a country, the citizens themselves don't believe in our security force. That established our fact first before you even go into the duty of what we're doing right now. Now, I hear my brother Vasco is saying that he trusts and believe in every investigation that went on into those people who lost their family. So very painful. We start in America here. We watch it across the length and breadth of Liberia. People opinion is what we saw in evidence that came out, brought people eyewitness saw it and all that. And so for her to sit on the platform tonight, in the international platform like this, saying that we accredit the Liberian, so let me say Liberian police force, that all the investigation, whatever proves, some of the investigation wouldn't even hear the outcome of it, to be honest with you. You understand? There were no clear outcome of some of those deaths. It was just a street thought. And today, those people lost their life, their family left without them, and they are grieving today. And next thing I can tell you, we're going to go way back to Eddie Jones at the time. I'm one of the victims. My cousin lost his life in Liberia, and they brought in pathology, whatever you call them. They brought in all those people. But at the end of the day, that man's death was compromised. Harry Greed. Let me just say his name out loud. Harry Greed. That man's death was compromised, and we never got adjusted. And the Liberian government said, well, we did our investigations. We went on. This is the result and all that. And that result was never even clear to be published out there. They said the man died in the water. You were eaten by prayer and all that. A grown man, well intelligent and climbing like that, will go take off his clothes and go swing on the beach at 10 o'clock in the night. How can that even make sense to you? There's no sense in it. But these are the stories that we're bringing.
And this is important. So, Mikael, if you buy into this coming from the police, where do you think it should start from? Where do you think this whole investigation, this process should take off from you think the police IG should be going back to 12 years of former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf when he himself served as IG? What do you think?
I will tell you this, Nessie. In the developed world, there's some killing, or there's some situation that happened, killing that happened since 1980. As today, the security and the police are still investigating those killings and trying to find the right answer to that in the developed world. Now, I'm not trying to compare Liberia with the developed world, but at least they just do the bare minimum. Do you understand? When we come up with some of those facts, that it be, I mean, that even some of those proof they coming with, the very people with them right there in red and all those places, don't you believe in them? That's some of the thing. Like, we all know what happened. You're coming up with story like that, and our witnesses know. But some of them, Liberian people, some of them are scared because they won't be protected from the same people that carry on the act if they come out and say stuff. You understand? So these are some of the things we got to establish first.
But do you see the possibility of a change? Take it off from that end.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is there should be no statute of limitation to this one. It's investigation. It can never die. It can never be old. So this police group of police that we have right now, that everybody still will stay have the same kind of people. But listen, it's a different commander in town. You understand? It's not. It shouldn't be business as usual. Again, it should not. So the same group of people can go back with the authority they have right now. They can even go and away some of those cases and look.
And serious. Listening to you, you're sounding like the people from the other side responding to the asset recovery team. When the asset recovery team says, we want to take the investigation from 6-year honor President, we say no. You carry it to 12-year honor President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, then it will be fair. Then it will be but let's look at this. Previous government, we always say government is continuity. Jerry, I know you want to inject. You're gonna come in. We're coming to you next, Jerry. We always say government is continuity, right? Mm-hmm. To the point where if this administration went ahead and borrowed money, or whichever institution or organization X amount of dollars, after this administration, the next administration is going to take the responsibility to pay that money back. Yeah. All right. So we say government is continuity.
Yes.
So we have a situation where the previous administration, government again, went ahead and carry on investigation. Mm-hmm. They concluded their investigation. Mm-hmm. The findings of those investigations were made public.
Right.
If government is continuity,
right,
why do we want to go back? Someone may just be asking that question. Why do we want to go back? Is it that we don't trust the people who were in charge that we took over from? Why do we want to go back?
Because that investigation, first of all, the result of that investigation was not satisfactory to the public. Number one, because everybody had a be bought on it. And number two, the people who are doing the investigation, they were accused of being carried on the act. So how can you carry on the act, then you be the one investigating the act? That is a conflict of interest right there. So if the government actually want to take those cases, people will actually look at it and be like, you know what, Joseph Boycott me business for real. So, and some of those, you can start it. You understand? If you can do all within the 6 years and get done with some of them, even if you can't conclude all of them, at least get 2 or 3 out of it. That the Liberian people clearly hear that the investigation, although it was concluded, but this is what will come out with. This is the new facts, and this is it. Anybody who get information come out and say, guess what? You will get some people. If the government can protect Liberian citizens who has some of those evidence to come out and give it to the police and where we can get to the bottom line of some of those deaths. But as for now, those deaths are not being concluded. People stay out there grieving, and some people know the truth of the nature. So we got a lot to go.
Let's hear from you, Jerry. It's a good thing to have you joining us tonight. It's been a long time since you last came on the show. But Jerry, let's hear your take. What do you think?
Nelson, am I audible?
Very well.
Okay, thank you. It's a pleasure. I mean, it's been a while since I last appear on the show when I was in Korea. But let me say this, that the police inspector general is a professional person. He believes in transformation, and he has demonstrated that. And it was a very, decent selection and right selection by the president to have appointed him as the inspector general of police. You can see the reform. There are both infrastructural, administrative, and systemic reform that ongoing. So it's not just after like going to cases. So he started with structural kind of reform about the Liberia National Police to rebrand the Liberia National Police. We are talking about the Liberia National Police, where you will now find Jefferson Koji calling Padre Suru to say 50%, bring 50 Zogos and put them in the police. Bring these kind of former armed robbers and other people and put them in the police. This is not the police we're talking about. This is a graduate common-led LNP. He didn't just come to go after people.
See, you're not putting the man on check.
We check.
Accusing people of bringing armed robber in the police. If I say that now, that's your.
He interrupted me. No, he interrupted me.
No, you can't be accusing other. You can't be accusing the former mayor for bringing Zogo or armed robber in the police.
You call that man mayor? The man was
the man, the former mayor.
Listen to me. Pay attention. But Nelson, it's not fair to me. It's my time. He sat there and said,
"You gotta take some words back now. We're on a public radio."
Jeff Koji.
Okay, guys, sorry. We have to proceed. I think Jerry needs to be protected. Jerry, we're on the radio as well. So
you call Jefferson Koji a mayor? The man,
he was a mayor. Wow, how else can you say that?
No,
Jerry?
he was. For me, I see him as chair of East Sakaba in Liberia.
You see that? I see what Bugger is getting job.
No.
But they hate in your heart. You said what you were here.
Listen, I'm talking serious matter. Listen, it's not about what a Bugger come and or ain't come and that's not serious thing here. We are not running a comedy show here. Pay attention.
This is not comedy. They gotta know what to say.
Guys, let's do this. Jerry.
We're talking about.
No, guys. Vasco. There's nothing personal here, guys. There's nothing personal. All right. There's nothing personal. Let's give Jerry the time to learn. If you have an injection to make, Vasco, trust me, I'll give you the time. You're in chat. You would disagree with Jerry, but let's give him the time. And Jerry, you know that this man was mayor now, but calling the mayor Sakaba thing, he's an ex-official of government. Jerry, you know that. That.
So you see, where I'm going with this matter is that when we talk about going back, listen to me. Yeah. There are some major issues that took place in our country. Greg is a reformist. He's a transformationalist.
Okay.
He became a restructure. He didn't just come with the issue of getting mended. That's why President Bouaka looked for somebody who can even look in your face and say, "No, Mr. President, we have to do this." You saw the president last time when he even went and dedicated, the communication link and all of that. That's what I'm talking about. He didn't just come to talk about going for cases. See the level of restructuring that's taking place. He's a serious person. So whenever he speaks about, we have to go to cases. The police don't give verdict. Cases that would register at the Liberia National Police and that they didn't go to court because you had people like Patrick Suru who used to bring Bradford and laws for Jefferson Koji. He was there at the LNP. So nothing could come out of that place. Nothing. Anybody you invite, like, CDC, COP, it was just a bluff. It was an empty bluff. But you see, the Inspector General we do have today is not going after people. If you are not guilty, the court will decide that. But if we say we want to go,
Jerry, again, we're gonna come back. We're gonna come back at this very point.
yeah,
If government is continuity,
yeah,
and the same police that were trained yesterday to do the work of the Liberian people are the same police that are there now, what's the essence of going back? When that
no,
police carry on investigation, they came up with findings and all of that. In the spirit of continuity or continuation, someone is asking, why do we want to go back? What's the necessity?
so Nelson. So when they say government continuity, so it means that when we are against looted this country, we should not audit them. I mean, because government they continue to they continue. So that what you're saying is that what you
No, Jerry. Audit is different from this aspect. You're
No, what
talking
I'm
about
saying-
investigation that were conducted and concluded.
But audit is a form of investigation. I'm just telling you, whenever let me pull on my political jacket now as a student of political.
Yeah, put a political jacket on.
When we talk about government is continuity, we are talking about structural, administrative transition. We are not discussing crimes and offenses that people committed that you can transfer crime. No. We are talking about that if a government like we're building the road from Facetime to Pelican, that government must continue that project. If there was an existing budget, when you were there, when Bama Kamara, the Minister of Finance, it's an obligatory mandate that you must submit the national budget. That's the context in which, even though there were some reasons why the budget delayed, because it was clearly, or it is extremely understandable that, in this context, it does not mean that because we are still resources and bid for the non-condominiums, so it means that we should not go after him and ask him why did he do that. So it means that government continues to say because we are president now, he have 4.4 million, so Joseph Baka should continue with 4.4 million. No, it's not what we call government is continuity. So what Gregory Kuma is doing,
Yeah, just in 20 seconds, Jerry. So
why he's telling you that, look, nobody going to ride free. If you were CDC COP or you were a Cara Green that say you wanted to have lunch, if anybody felt injured by your action, we investigate which authority took you on the University of Liberia campus. How did you go there? Who authorized you to have invaded? Whether there are existing protocol and laws that prohibit public officials.
So wait, Jerry. There's something. Are you saying that the police, under this particular, considering this statement that the police IG made, the likes of former Representative Gray is going to be captured in this web? If they were to go back to the UL situation to investigate the UL situation, that saga and everything that transpired.
If there is any existing protocol which prohibits any public official invading the campus of the University of Liberia, we will encourage a police inspector general to investigate it. We encourage him to investigate it because if it's a violation of the rights of peaceful students, armless students, then you get a great. I'll just give you a scenario. So you're not going after people.
Thank you.
As been insinuated by my brother Vasco.
Vasco, you want to make a quick injection to this one, and then
Jerry,
you conclude it, right?
Just 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
30 seconds is too much, Jerry. Jerry, take 20 seconds, please.
Okay, 20 seconds. So, in a nutshell, every other stuff in terms of the violations of human rights, all these things we are saying were validated. When we talk about people like Jeff Koji, they were sanctioned for human rights violation and reckless corruption. He's sanctioned now. So how is Vasco here not even scared of his own life, not scared of his own, feature? He's defending people that Koji that have been sanctioned for the biggest democracy in the country. So Gregory is not going after them, but he's going to make sure if you fall within whatever, then you have to pay.
Thank you, thank you. Let's give 20 seconds to Vasco. Bilal, welcome to the show. Vasco, let's hear you on this one. You want to take 20 seconds quickly? You want to inject or say something?
Yeah, look, my brother Jerry, you fought for this for 6 years. Now you have it in your hand. You have a lot of stuff to think of. The people are suffering in the country. Things are difficult, hard. These are the things now you need to focus on. The livelihood of the people. We are not campaigning here anymore. Take the hit from your heart.
You think Jerry has hit in his heart? You think
Jerry
so?
has hit. You see how Jerry still talking and say the campaign just started.
No.
We're discussing something about the police.
Let's have Vasco to land.
You're talking about Jeff. You're talking about the president still. I don't know. I guess you in Moravia that you went for your job. How long will it take you to go to where President Weah house is and count them and stop saying this one thing over and over 49. Yeah, you say something like everyone all know.
Okay, Vasco, how many condominiums the president got?
17.
Eh?
17
condominium?
17, yes.
Vasco, are you sure of that housing? Because I know we want to. I'm coming, guys.
Listen, you see, people don't.
Yeah, but Jerry, let's protect our brother Vasco. Vasco needs to be protected.
Smith Toby went over there and took journalists. I don't know what the spoon went there, but Smith Toby went over there with camera. Everybody went there. Most of the or media people in the country that went there just to go and verify. But I still hearing people talk about 49.
Wait, Vasco are coming now. Yeah. So you saying that housing unit now 49? Just a quick diversion. Now 49 that 17 housing units there. You think so?
17, yeah.
Have you been there before?
We don't want to start that.
For the sake of our audience, because we're on radio.
Nothing. I'm a clear witness of that project because I work there. And where my family, where my mom and my papa being their dream house. I was in Liberia. That's where I bought that land.
The project was done. Have you been there?
I bought that land from my parents.
Okay, so you bought the land for President George Weah and
that project was started since 2011. When I started, I was in Liberia.
No, Rudolph, don't interrupt the brother. Don't interrupt the brother. You know, this is serious. Vasco, you
it's just my mom right here. My mom,
leave the Oma out of the thing. Leave the Oma. You fire your own battle. You fire your own battle tonight. Look, listen now. Okay, Vasco, let me ask you one question. How much does each of that unit cost?
Next year, I'll not sit there and tell you how much each of the unit costs.
Okay, let me say what I know. Let me say the little I know, right? In 2019, 2018, let me say 2018, somewhere in 2018, there was a media tour. There's a photo a colleague of mine posted before from that tour. I will see if I can get that photo. But there was a media tour. Carried on by Smith Toby. At the time, he was just appointed Deputy Presidential Press Secretary. At the time, Fabric Radio was not on the Spoon Network yet.
Now, I wanted to ask a question quickly.
I just want to land. I'm coming. Let me just land. Yeah, you ask your question. And at the time, as a talk show host at Fabric Radio, and one of those persons who went on that media tour in 2018. At the time, those units were almost completed. It only needed furnishing and stuff like that. On that very tour, the president told us, because, and that's what I'm asking. We toured that facility. The president told us that each of that unit costs 120,000 United States dollars. And what I established from that tour that day was that the units there are 47. That's what the president said. So, you know, and Vasco is very interesting. That's why I developed keen interest when you said the units are 17. Because I want to compare your words versus versus the president's word, what he told us when we went on that tour, comparing it to what you are saying now, Vasco.
17.
So it was 17, actually.
17.
Yeah,
maybe the president made a mistake. Maybe the president made a mistake.
You get bring it 17.
Let me make a point. Let me make a point quickly.
Okay,
Listen.
no, let's have Vasco to learn. Vasco was in flight.
No, Vasco have learned that, bro.
No, man, no. You see, sometimes they show on having they or how you could call them say the people that study political science, they're not sort of be coming on the show yet. Because Jerry won't take you come and tell what the whole show here tonight gotta get a chance to talk. So
no,
please, my brother,
no, Jerry, you're not interrupting, brother.
Let's discuss the Labrampo issue. Forget about Koji. Forget about George. George, we had a former president, Koji, the former mayor. Look, you don't even want to admit to the fact that Koji was a mayor. So you want to tell me say you don't have hate for Koji?
Thank you. Rulaf, I saw your hand up.
Yes, Nelson.
When you want to make an suggestion as well?
No, I'll be real fast.
Yeah.
I just want to ask Vasco. Vasco.
Yeah.
After those houses were built and everything was done, have you been there?
Yes. What are you talking so? I think they play my people being a dream house.
Vasco, when was the last time you were in Liberia?
I was in Liberia I think 2 years ago.
And you went there, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's where we got our project.
Okay.
Thank you.
That horse project started 2011. 2011. That one, I don't argue with nobody when it comes to that property.
So
when that property was completed, let me tell you, when that property was even completed,
so
there was a news.
Lied to us.
No.
News that place was going to be like academic. They had a picture. There was a company called the Tire Group of Company, I think from Dubai or somewhere. That picture was all on Facebook. A lot of people don't even knew that place was for George Weah.
Okay, thank you. So let's have Mikael want to come in. Mikael, go ahead.
So Vasco, let me just ask you one more question. You said our project started in 2011. Did you say that?
Yeah, 2011.
Okay, and you got some proof to that?
I keep telling you, it's just that my mom can come. I don't call my Oma Jenna.
No. Keep the Oma out of the thing.
Vasco, first of all,
family being the dream house.
Yeah, first of all, when Nelson
my people been in this country for a very long time.
Yeah, okay.
I've been in Liberia.
That was just a question. You know, you don't need to say more.
Ruler lived to the same place. Ruler read there.
You see, tonight you're saying so many things that some of it is not just true. First of all, you sat on the show tonight and said, this is not. You sat on the show tonight and said, most of the killing that went on in Liberia, the police brought a finding, and one of the findings never even made it to the court. We never hear the court decide on none of the findings. Police now, the justice system, that means now the court system in Liberia. We got criminal. This is not.
No, but Rudolph, why are you laughing?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That you're a witness of some of the things.
That when police feeling with a finding, listen now, when the police feeling with a finding, they take that as evidence to the court and say this is what we found. Then the court will summon all those people, go through it, and give the public what the court found on this on the issues. But you saw it tonight and say, "Oh, but the police did a good work. The evidence was there, but the people."
Question.
No, but let's have our brother to learn Vasco.
The reason I am laughing. I am laughing because I have known Vasco for years. And I know the man to be doing anything around Billy Bene. So for him to say that he was also working on a project,
and again, Nelson just started and told you the president, they were there with the president. The president told them the team was 47, and he said it was 70. I don't know which one, what kind of information you gave me to net. None of the information I gave to net correct, my man. I just want to say that. Yeah.
So I want to ask you a question too now.
Ask me question.
Yeah. So you want to tell me what Nelson said here about those cases too? So Nelson lying?
Yeah, but what now? What does he say?
Thought most of those cases that your Gregory Como saying you want to go back and investigate them. Those investigations were concluded. What kind of court? Who carries some
by the court or by the police? That's the
by the police. No, I can say right.
That is the thing into the court.
And this is the thing. Gary will give you 2 seconds and bring Peter in. But this is the thing.
The police is not the court, Vasco. That's the point I'm making. If the police do all the investigation, they take all that information to the court and say this is what we found. Then the court will go through that and tell the public based on the police report and based on our investigation, this is it. But none of those things ever happen. It's just what the police say they found. And most of the things we all know, even the public know, that most of the findings were not even on point. And we all know that. And we know the police were compromised.
I'm confused. You confusing me?
In all seriousness, Nelson, we saw witnesses coming up, right?
The investigator,
we saw witnesses coming up.
If you want me to be spectator, then let me.
This is mysterious death.
Yes.
Mysterious death, right?
Yes.
Mysterious death occur. Somebody dies somewhere. Nobody know. The police go in there, right?
Yeah.
Carry on the investigation. Another party is not satisfied.
Yes.
The only thing that's going to happen there is for people to know the cause of death. Now, in knowing the cause of death, that's the time you're going to bring in pathologists. So when that pathologist come in and carry on an examination and come out with his finding, give it to the police, and then they're going to let the public know what kind of court again you want to carry. What kind of court you wanted to go to again? I'm confused.
But the police part of the judiciary.
Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this, and we have to bring our brother. We have to bring our brother Peter in. He's been here for a while, so it's important. And I can understand where Michael is coming from. Michael thinks that the fact that these things have been done, we should still go back, because it was just the police that did it, and the police is not the court. But one key thing to note here is that the very police that wants to go back on those cases is the same police. It's the same Liberia National Police that did carry on those investigations. What it might signal to a lot of people is that this current police, Honor Colonel Patrick Sulu, does not trust what the previous police or what the police honor the police honor Colonel Gregory Como does not trust what the police honor Colonel Patrick Sulu did. And so that's why they want to go back, because if it is just about institutions being very professional, very fair in doing what they did, then there's absolutely no reason of going back. If those findings were concluded, the investigation was done,
we have seen our witnesses coming up now, right? And most of them, they were even wanted by the
people. That's the point that most of the people family took the government to court. You understand? And they took the government to court for their people death. So it was not just flying in the street for the police to find it, just leave it like that. The family took the government to court. And the records are there to show it.
Thank you. Jerry, you want to make a quick point, then we'll bring Peter in.
Yeah, I mean, one thing we have to, sometimes that's it, you won't get go hard time to the show. Yeah. We won't get go hard time. Because it's like somebody knowing exactly that the car killed the dog, they say we'll go to the lesson to find out. There are several issues. The first thing I want everybody to understand is not the same LMP, where people used to say that and say, you bring ex-general and put them in the police. No, it's not the same police. The police we are talking about is a police that have done structural adjustment and continue to embark on, initiatives aimed at, professionalizing the police and even detecting all of those that were brought in just based on cell phone call from Jeff Kuti. But let me say this shortly. Yeah, let me say this shortly. Greg, everybody follow what Greg did under the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government. He performed and he's a transformationalist. But for people like, how do you call Basco, to come and tell them we're talking about George Weah, condominiums that he built, what are the 17 days that they say, Smith Tobeto people? Which Smith Tobeto are you talking about? Is it the same Smith Tobeto who said that Timothy we are being a house on 9 Street and later all came by saying you made mistake? Is it the same Smith Tobeto you're talking about? Look, everything that Greg said he would do, he knows it. And the transformation that we believe that Joseph Numa Boaga, our president, has promised, that's why it's on course. That's why for every time you listen to him, Nelson, you follow most of the news. He said, what we are saying, we mean it. We are not here to joke. We are sincere. So for people that Vasco to be crying, they will cry, tired, no evidence. We must transform this country. There's no business as usual. We are not going to sit here and take fraud for beauty party. We will make sure if you committed a crime, you will answer to it. If you decide to have lunch with the universal abroad student violently, what carry you there to violate?
Thank you, Jerry. And this is important. I have a front page African publication here. The whole, in the words of Toure, what Toure said, convoluted. This whole thing is getting convoluted. So I have a front page Africa 2018 publication here. Let me get it coming up here. It's important because when we come on a platform like this, we're not just speaking to the people on social media. The people in radio land are more than the people on social media here. So it's important. So this one says, we as multi-million dollar complex nearing completion. If you look at when this story was published, it was on the 31st of December, 2018. Well, I told you guys that it was 2018 that we went on that tour there, but it wasn't in December that I can say. So, so then you go to the next, let me bring the next one up here. So this is the next one. This portion of the article, what does it say here? Construction of the monstrous 41 units of the art structure, state of the art structure, began immediately after President Weah was sworn into office in January 2018. So the paper here reported that the paper here reported that immediately when the president came in office, that when this construction started.
Empire was used as a football field before the
yeah. So it was used as a football field. So maybe Vasco knows a lot about this aspect.
Yeah, and
it says in the next paragraph that the president demolished his US 150,000 9th Street B-side property for reconstruction, while at the same time renovating the Jamaica beach property and building the RIA highway complex simultaneously. This is what you see here on the screen. All right. So this is not our talking point. This is not our discussion. But I just thought to bring this in for the clarity, especially regarding the point you made, with respect to this
Nelson,
issue.
only you can call this case. You in Liberia.
But Nelson, the case already.
No, why? So you are that piece of paper Nelson put on the screen so that something I sort of taking to one.
You know, this is interesting.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what kind of language you want the members speak to them.
No. What?
Thank you.
Barely saw over there.
Thank you, Vasco.
I think we gotta understand. I'm discussing the building. I'm talking about maybe when you go there, I can be counting the apartment.
So what's about the time?
Or the very
so
I'm talking the building.
So you have agreed that
okay, but Vasco, do you agree with the aspect that has to do with the project started? Because he said the project started in 2011, but the publication is saying that the project started. The project started in how do you call it, in January, right after the president was sworn into office, and then by December the whole thing was almost completed.
But Nelson, no, as a rational person, how many buildings a person talking about?
This publication is talking about 41.
41. Yeah, man. So we had to offer 2018. And he started being.
You will answer the time issue first.
How? You know what it takes to build 41? That baby.
Okay. So you not agree with the 41? That one part. Okay, let's lay that aside. Do you agree with the 2011? Do you agree with the 2011 information you provided versus the 2018 information that the Front Page Africa?
That Front Page Africa lie, big time. They lie completely.
Is there any proof or picture that we can see for 2011 that those structures were already there before Georgia took power?
Listen,
like you bring on the show anytime.
No, I said 2011 when that project started.
I mean, we want to see some proof about it. Either picture that was taken in 2011. You know, this time when
you see,
you working on a project because you let because you taking pictures.
Yes, I'm about to say you working. I can be saying pictures. Yeah.
Picture of what? When you were working on the building?
I went there, I work. I'm a citizen. We used to go down there and work.
Nothing. Vasco had a shop. Vasco was hiring people to come and help him to fix. Then I didn't want anyone working on property to fix it.
No, listen.
So you are working there as what? You are working there as what? As a Partisan or what?
But man, what else? I'm a Partisan.
To help to do what? To help to do what?
To just help horsing, maybe blacks and things.
So you know.
So you want to
you started holding black. No, wait, Vasco.
Nessie, no,
you started holding black and saying for president, we are Ellison.
Why?
Nessie, this man, I follow this man.
Wow. You know what that level I
follow this man. I know much about this man.
Wow.
I just talking more. As somebody who I say now, president, we will eat. We lecture.
Wow. So you are holding the black and saying everything for president we have for a long time.
You know, Una in Liberia or millionaire. Una in Liberia, a millionaire will build house. Build something in your country, people argue.
Vasco, so you did all this. Why is it?
No, guys. Let's bring our brother in. This issue is not really our talking point.
Transition, man.
Because Vasco, we wanted to get at the bottom of this thing when Vasco said that 17 housing unit there. And the time he said the project started, but he said Front Page Africa lie.
They lie.
Wow.
I bet them.
But why do you think Front Page Africa wanted to just lie on the president?
You know, President, we are just took office. Propaganda all over that identical story you just put up there. That was just a propaganda.
But there was a bad coincidence though.
To go against the president, but they cannot prove it.
But the man could not build a thing when you were running for Senate, when you were doing all those things.
Thank you.
And that's the lazy
Man, that
argument.
coincidence is
That
questionable.
argument you can always, it's very lazy.
Okay, thank you, Vasco. Let's hold you there and bring
Yeah,
Vida.
let's transition.
Vida come in quickly on this one, then we transition.
Your only job we have been in. Are the government?
The police IG saying that they're going back on all those cases, going back on the cases on the previous administration of the police, investigating and coming up with findings. When the police, the very police on Patrick Sulu carry on some investigation. I mean, where do you stand? Is it necessary to go back on those previous investigations that were conducted? I mean, is it going to bring anything new? Let's hear your take on this one, then we quickly transition.
Thank you very much, Lashing. Let me say hi to all of us. I've sat down quietly, patiently, and painfully listening to Vasco. Before we get to the poly ID issue, we need to make certain clarity. It is a disservice to the listening audience that Vasco will come and tell us that the CDC COP guys were put in jail. I followed that issue very diligently, but then in Liberia, because I found so lot of interest in it. Whether Susu was a comrade of mine. Those guys went to court. Let be true. They went to court, but they were bailed out. For you to tell the listening public that those guys are put in jail and they spend night in jail, it is not true. So, I mean, you asked a very brilliant question as related to investigation, that a veteran police officer, and you, Nelson, you have been on the platform and invited even security personnel have come and told you that the Patrick Sulu administration police were partisan police, were people who were very unprofessional. We had one Mr. Muluba who was the lead investigator in the issues of Madam Scott issue. He told you how things went and how things were done unprofessionally. So you bring out a question that spare the minds of the people that the Gregor Krugman want to come and investigate the Patrick Sulu. No. The Gregor Krugman want to come and investigate the system. There was no system. That is why some of those very investigations used to go the way it went. And most of those investigations were undermined, even by the president. The issue of the lady who was found in the car on the Broad Street, the president told order they were doing boyfriend and girlfriend bidding. And you listen to that from the president, right? But then the investigation was still ongoing. Police officer was beaten in Liberia on the basis of they went to enforce at the CDC party headquarters. People threaten police officers. People got issue with Jefferson Coaching because those are people who are like threatening government officials and not really looking at their professionality aspect that they should do in a country or in a society. They will come and make some press statement that will undermine certain investigations. So the new police now, we're talking about veteran police. You talk about few people will change. One person can make a change in a system. Even you can make a change in a system. So that is to tell you that this police that we are seeing, it will not be the usual police. And most of our investigation was not any people were disenchanted. Most of the investigation was, and you see family members coming up with different press release that the investigation was undermined. They were not given due diligence. Their person were not fair. Most of the investigation did not even go to court, like my brother Mika once said. Most of the investigation was not even given a court. So the police back then was more of being a partisan police, which you saw from different angles. Then is the police RG who was asked by a certain senator and angrily forgetting to know that he's under the jurisdiction or a particular authority, or at the time at the Senate sitting under the Senate, he forgot to speak or certain thing against the senator. So you could see that, and you once upon a time you follow the issue of Senator, what is this senator from Graham Jida? He told us his story. When the confirmation hearing was going on at Gregor, he said, I'm bringing on this story today to tell you that Mr. Gregor, you had to be very professional. Once upon a time, I was at my house, I called Patrick Sulu that somebody's harming me, right? And mistakenly, Patrick Tulu did not know that was still on the line. He dropped the phone and he went by saying his administrative assistant or somebody who bodyguard told him that, oh chief, the call is still ongoing. Luckily, he tried to make some statement. Oh, that man who went to the Senate was making those sounds. Let him sit down there. Then he called DeLon and the Unity Party to go. So that is to tell you that the police were polarized with too much politics. With the police were polarized with incompetence and unprofessional people. So at the end of the day, we as citizens was not getting the kind of result that we had to get.
Listen, Peter. I know where you're going, and it's very important for us to say this.
Right.
It's just few persons, and I know that you have this view that one or two persons can effectuate a change, but it's just few persons. Colonel Patrick Sudu and his few deputies. The same police officers that were at Famuma, ELWA, the same people will be there. In fact, as I speak, we still have the same police spokesman, Moses Carter.
Right.
He's still the spokesman, the spokesperson of the Liberia National Police. All right. So the same people are still there.
So I don't want to do
No, I'm coming. Resources, state resources were spent on these investigations. When the people say we brought pathology, we conducted an autopsy, we did it one, it was not free. Those things were not free. Monies were spent. Monies that could be used to buy drugs and put in the hospital, those monies were spent to facilitate those different things. So if you have a government, we said government is continuative. So the other side of the argument, what a lot of folks are pushing is, if this thing is about governance and government being continuative and all of that, and considering that resources was spent and stuff like that, why do we want to go back? Is it necessary to go back? Is it important to go back to the 3 missing men? Or some people say, boy, the Moses case. Is it necessary to go back to the Princess Cooper, the Bati Yenswa, those auditors? Is it even necessary to go back to the CDC COP case and all of those different cases? Is it necessary?
It is necessary. The issue about government is continuative. It should not be misconstrued or misunderstood ourselves. The system can be revamped. That does not stop government from being continuative. Government can be continuative. Issues of concern that citizens are concerned of should be investigated properly. Those various cases that you're talking about, they were not, as I told you previously, they were not investigated properly. That is why you see family members, people still protested after those various funding were given. Do you follow protest? Right? So we say that the regular criminal administration of police should come and investigate those various mysterious deaths so we can get the proper funding. Because don't forget to know now, Patrick Gregory is a veteran police officer. For somebody to come out, they say, fire, there must be a smoke there. For somebody to come out to say, we coming to investigate what has passed, there must be some level of evidence that he has to proceed with that investigation. Those are professional persons. So I believe in him, and we can give him the benefit of that to investigate those various cases.
Thanks a lot. I see your hand up. We have to transition quickly. Eric Denter says, one person can change any system.
Yes.
It took to change Ghana. It is taking Paul Kagame to change Rwanda. Is this applicable to Liberia? Is this workable to Liberia? Is this achievable in our own system? Just take 20 seconds quickly as we transition to our next talking point.
Yes, Nelson, I mean, I think the person who wrote that comment is right? Because let's even transition to the business world. There are companies who we have read about, and not one, not two, not even 10 of them. Companies who were going down the drain, but it took one CEO appointment to change them and bring them back to life and start making profit. Nelson, there is something called there is something called the law of the picture, right? And that is telling us that leaders are like mirrors, right? So a leader that has integrity, or a leader who stands for what is right, his people will follow suit because they will be looking at him the way he is leading himself first. That's how he will lead the people who are his subjects. So Nelson, yes, just one appointment at the top can change everything. And when JMB said it's not going to be business as usual, he was not telling us that he is going to change the entire police force. No, he is telling us that I'm going to change the top. And Nelson, here is it. The essence of investigation is for us to dig and find the truth, not just to investigate and waste state resources. Yes, there was investigation, but were they finding facts? No, they were not facts. We saw our witnesses coming out to tell us how, what's his name, Bati Yensua died. But guess what? She was being chased by the same police. And Nelson, what has changed now is that those big shots who were in government suppressing those cases, they are not there anymore. So now the police is free to carry on their work with transparency. That is the point we are pushing.
Thank you.
And give me 1 second, quick.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Once I don't finish, thank you.
Remember, America was it one America? Oh, everybody, give me 1 second. 1 second. I said, but you know what I got 1 second.
Go ahead.
That's it. You know, I think we wasted our time today with the police issue because I hear people talking the police. What have this police done that we're talking about? The only thing I know that this police have done is to send people in King George to kill peaceful protesters. That's the only thing I know.
You will not prolong this conversation. We are done and we're transitioning.
It wasn't, my man.
Yeah, but we're transitioning, but I gotta say it. I wanted to tell you what this police have. The only thing I know of. That's why I said we wasted our time on the police. Gregor Former police haven't done any significant thing. The only thing I know it was a big problem for the country to go and kill innocent people in King George.
What you term as massacre, right?
But when people go and shoot people that want that massacre,
yeah, like what you
but we don't have the simple way.
That's here tactic of telling people, sharing propaganda. You always say we should transition from this opposition and ruling party thing.
No, that's the police.
Say the past from time. No. But you trying to bring propaganda now, right?
No,
because
when you're acting like to say the police have done something good. That you're saying one man will the police did.
The format of the police Vasco speaks volume. The format of the police speaks volume.
What the format? To go in King George and kill people? That the format.
Come on, I mean. What do you mean by going King George and kill people?
Okay, but what is the police done to? What percentage the police done to?
In what country protesters will have guns?
You saw any protester with guns?
Okay, you are asking
they
for one percentage,
you
right?
saw, you get any video that
they have guns. Police reported they have guns.
The police said
they have several pictures.
But did you see anybody, any protester with gun?
Come on, I didn't see it because I didn't see anything on the front. But I'm telling you, they had gun. Police report said they had gun.
Okay, since then, Gregor come and say when you investigate. Today, all the police people that killed all people, they're moving around free there.
No. Gregor, when you listen to Gregor
organization, you need to set. When you listen to Gregor come on, nothing positive that we're doing in our country.
When you listen to Gregor told you. When you listen to Gregor press conference, Gregor told us that police of interest are undergoing investigation. You listen to that press conference?
Where?
Thank you, guys. We have
transition. Yeah, Nelson. Yeah.
I want to say thank you.
You're doing this to us. You on radio.
Who continue happening in the country today?
So, what are some of the Google things that are happening in the country today?
Nelson.
Thank you, asking.
Thank you. You know. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Look, CDC spent 6 years in power. And Bwaka has spent 2 months plus in power. But the things that I have seen under the Bwaka administration, a quadruple CDC 6 years.
That's transition. In a good way or in a bad way?
Nelson, can we proceed with what you
And
want us
at
to
this
go to?
point, Nelson, what I saw today
Is that our next
Honorable,
talking point?
what I saw today from Honorable Yeke Koluba,
Vasco, quadruple me 4 times, though.
but I was telling you,
Okay.
4 times.
My man.
What I saw today from Honorable Yeke Koluba is scary.
Why?
For the president to brave
4,005.
well, it can be $1, my brother.
My
You
man,
know what is that?
Yeah,
That
for
is a
serious
crime.
to them, my man.
That
That-
was a check from a business
no, that
entity.
escaped the
Can you
discussion
see the
today.
check coming from any kind of government?
We ain't get time for that discussion.
Right,
guys.
the thing that proving.
That's not the problem.
All you want, that thing that proving. You know
Yeke went in the store to the
You
website.
saw a check
Let's
that
get a
had
video.
a big mark on it, then you say it's for the government.
Right there,
How
Washington
you-
can do the thing. What you
Oh,
asking
no,
so, bro?
who issued the check?
No,
The
no.
check was issued from
Vasco,
a
we
business
Minister-
entity.
Minister of
ain't
State.
going to that discussion, Vasco.
There's no
you
truth to that.
see
There's
Minister
no
of
truth
State
to
on the check?
There's no truth to
Okay.
that yet, bro.
Vasco. One thing I want us to
Nelson, 1 minute. Nelson, Vasco Tate is working. Vasco
What
want
kind
to
of
take off. The tactics here is to take off from the real issue.
What
I mean,
kind
we
of
have.
issue?
I
Come
think
on,
you had a.
Joe, we are not in
Nelson,
power.
can we proceed?
You had a projected agenda there. So let's go by the
Yes,
agenda.
let's proceed, Nelson.
Should we be discussing merit issue here?
Next,
That is not
next-
authenticated.
Also, you see, ANC, this is very disingenuous of you guys.
It will be disingenuous because
Guys, this is serious. Very serious.
Serious
What makes
about
it serious?
man? Anybody can write why you can go to
This
my house.
is impeachable. You know that Joseph Biden can be impeached for
Nelson, you can't be going behind to laugh.
I'm not going backstage to laugh, but the point
Nelson,
here,
so I suggest that you give Nelson, you give Vasco five minutes, let him tell all the authentication of that particular receipt that he
the
got.
president can be impeached for this, for bravery.
okay,
You know
okay,
that?
Vasco. So I can look like
Yeah.
I'm being one-sided or I'm being biased on this show. Give us your understanding and establish the authenticity of this thing that Yeke put out today. How authentic is it?
Thank you, Nelson. Look, this is glaring because Yeke, the check, the name that was on that check was J Matt. That's a business area in Liberia. But who issued the check? Ministry of State. And anything coming from Ministry of State, who should you hold responsible is the president. The president is the head of that ministry.
You have
And
not
had a
provided
press
anything
conference.
that authenticates
Definitely.
the check, my man. You
Prince
just talking about the check.
Prince Store was the one that was issuing the check. In fact, Fanatico was the not Fanatico about how you call it, Kun.
You know, certain things. Vasco, when they represent Yeke Koluba become a very good man.
And the reason why we believe in this thing,
That's the question I want to ask him just.
no, nothing. I don't like Yeke. I don't like Yeke.
No, I'm coming. Vasco, you sat on the show, and the other day you said that you hate somebody. Who's the person? Okay, you don't like what's happening to Senator Prince Johnson, but you hate him because he's the reason why he lost election. You said that on the show the other day.
Definitely, I
Right.
said it.
If there's anybody who campaigned against the CDC government as well in Monserrado County, Yeke, that one of the persons.
Yeah, and everything.
At that time, this man was the worst man. That
Yeah.
man was, in fact, he was in pain. He needed medical attention.
Yeah.
Ex-combatant and all those different things.
Everything. All the
How
adjectives
come this saw have transitioned to poor so early, so quick?
No, you know the reason why? This is an insider. This is an insider.
News.
So somebody who is inside coming out with this kind of news is not something to play with.
No,
So
Koluba is
it's
an
critical
insider.
now.
Koluba supported the rescue mission from start to end, and he's still telling you that he support Buakai.
Jaga is
But
not
he
on his
never
side.
brought the government to power to carry out all the
Let me
mistakes.
read a message that somebody one elderly woman sent for you here.
No
She said I
problem.
should read this message for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's anything that Vasco. You don't want to go on the radio, man.
She said, "Thanks you guys for the late night show, my son. Please tell Mr. Vasco if he's not afraid of God, we are praying for him. Thank you. You you want me to put to pin this message up?
Pin it.
The person is saying that you should be afraid of God for once. If you no, listen, listen, we'll open the lines and we'll take some calls here because this thing is getting serious, Vasco. You know, I know politics and all of these things will come up.
Nothing.
But
none of that thing had to do with politics, to be honest.
Nothing. If Vasco can really go through the comment section, let's think here about things, anything you not say out there. Honestly, because you cannot be this thing about dishonest to the Liberian people.
Right. What you call dishonest?
You mean very dishonest about bringing
this, guys. Let's do this. We're
When
about.
is the jacket today now? You telling her that Jacket is being
can you
packed
put
up?
a check? Can you put a check on the
Jacket just turned the video tonight.
I like the
Jacket
fact
that
that
bomber now.
the people already know who Vasco is. That is my joy.
In the first place, let's do this. Let's do this. We're about to go to the lines. In fact, we will soon go to the lines. But
Put a
let's
check on the screen.
No, I ain't get a check. I ain't get a copy of the check. What am I doing with? What am I doing with?
What is that check?
See that check, Nancy?
Look at it. What is that check?
What you see up there? Ministry of State.
But this is the thing, Vasco.
J-Mat, Ministry of State will be getting J-Mat check.
This is the thing, right, Vasco? When you listen to the man, you know, I didn't want to go into the thing. All right, I didn't want to go into this thing because this space is a very powerful space. I didn't want to go into giving relevance to just anything. But since you brought it up, I respect you, Vasco. I respect you as a panelist on this show. I respect you, right? But few things to take into consideration here. Aside from this check thing he pulled up, he accused President Buakai of wanting to remove Speaker.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what the check was given for, to remove the speaker.
But let's go into this thing. And guys, you're gonna have maybe your 1 minute on this thing, and we just go to the lines.
Right.
Let's consider, for the sake of the argument now, this lawmaker or the president wants to remove the speaker, giving the power that the executive or the presidency has and the influence, not just power and all of that, the constitutional stuff we know is there, but given the influence the presidency has over the legislature in our democracy. Where even under President George Weah, he got almost everything he wanted out of the legislature. Did he have to give a check to have someone removed? Okay, let's go back to the genesis of this whole thing. Councillor Kofa was that contestant against Representative Kun, right? It was more like the Unity Party versus the CDC. Vasco, do you think that if it were anything to have where the Unity Party really wanted this thing desperately to get, don't you think that particular point was was just the right time that the Unity Party would have executed every other thing? Come to take into consideration the lawsuit issue that came up against Councillor Kofa. Are you aware that the Unity Party withdrew that case when a lot of people, even within the very Unity Party, were disenchanted, they were dissatisfied, they were discouraged? Why did the party do this? But the party did it in the spirit of allowing things to flow. giving everybody the chance to go ahead. Now you have this representative Yeke Koloba, who you said was a devil yesterday, because he brought check up today. He's an angel. You know, guys, let's do quick 1 minute 30 seconds around this thing, and then we'll go to the lines. The public will be the judge.
No, but I know the public. I know what's the
Nelson,
problem.
I don't have much to say, so let me go first, please.
Okay, go ahead, Rudolph.
I ain't gonna waste the people time on this thing. Nelson, I'm one person who was very skeptical from the beginning, because I thought that the speaker was going to implement Mr. Weah's agenda against JNB's agenda, right? But since this man won, he has proven us wrong, and I am one person who I think I have become a fan of him. So it is somehow nonsensical for us to think that JNB wants him out when he has done nothing to obstruct any of JNB's plan. So yeah, I mean, let's not give this thing credence, Nelson. It's just craziness, honestly.
Thank you, Vasco. Let's hear you on this one. Now bring Mikael on in.
I mean, I think our international partner need to come in, and I hope our lawmaker can stand like men, because this identical act coming from this president within 2 months is very terrible. Okay, I mean, they need to show him some lesson. I don't want to do impatient right now. He can stay there and carry on his 6 years, but this is a very terrible act coming from Mr. Bwaka. And based on this thing, Fanatikofa, you should know where you're standing right now, because you're trying to be a nice person to this administration, but they're trying to dig a hole so you can fall. So right now you have to know how you're standing, how you're moving with these people. Because I know Mr. Bwaka, I know the president, he's somebody that you cannot trust. You know, he's not a man of his word. You don't live by what he says. And we are seeing it all around the place. Thank you, Nelson.
Wow. Let's hear you, Mikael.
Well, first of all, Nelson, we should not get it in any credence. Because, I mean, first of all, Joseph Boakai, I think he wanted balance of power when it comes to the government. That's the only reason he even gave, I know he's a sedition, you know, that space for him to be in. Because they had all the power and all the right to campaign against him and get that seat. But I think President Braga then look at it on the other side of it and say, listen, we can gain the space to be there, you know, as a representative of different parties for to balance the government. So we came here for a real change. And now, Vasco then was the same people here yesterday telling Yeke how you got too much human blood in your head, you ain't everything right. You know, you're saying all those things in the street, then I just lie, they come up with all kind of things. But today to say you get a good man, we gotta listen to it. That child look like came from Wallace somewhere behind the money story. I'm at the laugh, bro. I tell you, like came from Wallace somewhere behind the money people store. You get trying to distract people from focusing on what is going on and for us to have fun that we're having right now. So, my man, let's just put that thing one side. If it come up, we'll discuss it in the future. But for now, I don't think got any sensitive to it or any we should give it any credence.
Let's hear you, Bila.
So there is it. So for some of you who don't know Yege Jeblik, out of being represented, Yege is into real estate. I think Yege went to buy his house material, and Yege went to Jema and say, my man, I need one of your receipt stuff, so I need to rep Minister of State and stuff. But let's be real, yeah. You post that check, you post that paper, because I don't want to call it check. We can deep plenty hole in it. Are you telling me the Minister of State will be giving check from Jema? What sense does that make? So I don't want us to give a certain level of credit. For somebody to even come out to say, the House of Representatives or the president want to undermine the speaker by giving check to lawmaker to go and pinch, to go and vote against the speaker. Don't forget to know that realistically, that house is dominated by CDC lawmakers. So within their own right, man, they elected a speaker. They will go and undermine that same speaker. Let's get that thing out of our head. That made progress. Joseph Boakai want a balance of power, so that is why he accepting a CDC speaker. And you know, the guy has been very tolerant and seeing the country far, because you can't hold He can't hold the country hostage because he is the CDC man. He has always said it. The president agenda will always be put for, and we believe in that from things that he's been doing. So that made progress though. I think Vasco then bringing out cheap propaganda. I didn't get no weight. It's very cheap.
Vasco, you listen to everything, right? Do you still stand on your word?
My man, don't care about Baba.
I know
Vasco,
very well that once it comes to any issue that will affect the president, I know he ain't my brother there. We shouldn't waste our time, man. That goes so, man. No pass so. But Jenna just called Joey up horse. The whole Joey up busy. I know.
But Vasco, you won't go back to that horse. Vasco,
you just tell you.
That the project started in 2011.
You see them laughing.
Vasco is not responsible for liberation. No disrespect.
To be frank, we should always discuss. Nelson, you living in Liberia.
That's it. A lot of
people know you. They show, they late night show, come on the show, that discuss about the things that are affecting the life of the Liberian people.
Right, you don't want to care about.
Forget about job. They people in power now. They people the first thing, they don't even have priority. What kind of people will come to power? They just all over the place. Oh, outside recovery. Oh, walk around code. Oh, the other one. They just all over it. Everybody just showing themselves. So if you continue to remain this way, you will not achieve anything. Focus on something. You saw President we say a role.
So you got a real government. You understand how government runs.
Thank you. Let's go to the lines and take some calls. Let's go to the lines and take some calls. 055-101075. Let me know that
they come in deal with. I don't get problem.
Oh no, but the people that even start calling you say that you they come in deal with Vasco, man.
I'm waiting for them. Call.
You dream about the people.
You tell your thing that you get confidence in, then the people that even start calling you say the people can be deal with you, Vasco. Let's take our first call here. Hello, you live. Your name and where you call from?
My name is Menutaga, calling from your relatives.
Okay, let's hear you.
People, I don't. Let me tell you right. Many of you go up to now. You have not understand your style of politics. Yeke will never support government because he always want to be an opposition to get sympathy from his enchanted opposition. So Yeke will not come up with anything good. Yeke, how will you carry coupon? You look at call a check. Is he the only lawmaker that they give it to? Why his first can come out and prove it? Who gave it to them? Then he come and get the name of the person that gave it. Who the president passed to give it? Then he come and show the person. Then he bring proof. You bring people around saying someone gave him check. We know he's always been an opposition. Let him be an opposition because I know they come in election again. I see this who are better chance to they are in the party migrated from that place where they want to get the register and vote with whatever you get. I just see this will do it again.
Thank you.
Waiting to go register. So
thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for your contribution. Let's take this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from? Hello? Hello, are you there? Are you here? Well, there's an issue with this.
Nelson, I beg to take my leave, though. I got some stuff to take care of real quick.
Okay. So we take another person here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning. My name is Andrew. I'm calling from Telecom Community.
From Telecom Community, please go ahead.
Yeah, let's just go to the point. The first thing, JMI is now a financial institution. What if the executive want to carry on how to remove the speaker with they pass into JMI? It makes no sense. So now if you trying to pass money to JMI, you may sometimes do some things to just bring yourself to public ridicule. You got Safoko and say, who said they wanted to impeach a president? You think they will get him money to remove speaker? You will get Safoko and say sitting back.
Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and take this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Good morning, Nelson. How are you?
Yes, sir. We're okay. Let's hear you.
All right, I'm doing well, man. This is government morning. I'm calling from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay, go ahead.
I follow the show, and I'm following the show, rather, and listening to Vasco. I'm just somehow laughing and then somehow feeling sorry for our country, how it was run by seditionists for the last 6 years. And for Vasco to be sitting on a platform that is being widely listened to and watched by many in and out of Liberia, saying that, the CDC government can come back to power and make a better as to the past 6 years, it's laughable. And I do think people at Vasco really mean well for Liberia, and it's like Vasco will live his rest of his life in the Western world and not seeing Liberia to be a better country.
Thank you.
Looking at the depth of the 6 auditors, Vasco, within your own sound mind, will Liberians re-elect the CDC government into power? Will Liberia re-elect the CDC government into power? With the many mysterious things that happen, the CDC government, led by former President George Manawia, and with the 2 auditors, especially the 2 auditors who died, who bodies, laptop bodies were found in the car. And for George Weah to go on his desecrated pulpit and make that statement that was doing boyfriend and girlfriend, that alone undermines the investigation. So for Debunking to come back or to say those cases or investigations will be reawakened. The Liberian Post will applaud Gregor Como for that. And we want to see full closure to those mysterious happening under the CDC-led government.
Thanks a lot, Godwin. Let's go there and take another person here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you're calling from. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, Nexi, and good evening to other people. I'm Chengsi. What I Gibson, I called from Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, thank you for the topic on our discussion, and let me say good evening, good morning to all of the panelists, the nice panelists. Gentlemen, thank you. You guys are doing very well for us, Liberian, especially for we who hailed in the diaspora. Sometimes Vasco, our own brother who is here in the diaspora, I think like Vasco is like three hours away from me here. Don't
try to disclose the main location before you start feeling insecure.
No, I just said 3 hours away from me.
Okay.
Yeah, 3 hours away from me. Vasco, people at Vasco, we should not take our brother Vasco serious, because I know Vasco will be rescued, and he's already rescued. There's a man who was on his own platform. I used to say that President Weah is going to defeat the entire opposition massively. His brother. At the end of the day, even the predator spoon, today his own spoon, we accept it.
That's politics, man. That's
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying now. We accept. We all Liberia. We all say things, doing in the past. Honorable Yeke Kolubai, we supported Honorable Yeke Kolubai massively. I personally supported Honorable Yeke Kolubai.
Do you ever regret supporting him?
100%. Even 1,000%, some of us regretted with the fact why we were based in the diaspora to tell our brothers and sisters, because we wanted Honorable Kolubai to have won that district, to defeat CDC. But I knew Honorable Kolubai was just like a wolf in a sheep coat. How can you tell us that the executive will want to bribe the legislature to take off Honorable Kofa? Kofa, which is the Speaker of the House. And they will not use any other bank but K-Mac.
Thank you.
Come on, man. That's a laughable thing. So we don't need to discuss about any kind of platform. Thank you so much. And God bless you guys, gentlemen.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. We appreciate you. Let's take this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from.
Good morning.
Yeah, morning. Let's hear you, sir.
I'm calling from Napasi, district number 9.
Yeah, please go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
It's laughable. For Honorable Yeke Kolubai. So I don't want to call it honorable, but have you and governor people to go into this turn, including me, to elect this so-called Yeke Kolubai.
That one, that one, that so-called like many Yakeo.
Yeah, no problem. I'm somehow disappointed because who I needed yesterday. I think Yeka should be coming on.
Thank you.
Yeka know very well that if the executive want to grab the lawmaker, the executive will not go to J-Man. Can you imagine that?
Thank you.
You think if Ambassador Boka wanted anything with that driving, lawmaker, you think Fanatic could be lawmaker today? No.
Thank you. Let's so you then take the last 3 calls. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, we are live. Let's hear you.
Dr. Kelvin. Thank you very much, Mr. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Colette. Thank you for the show, and thank you guys, panelists on the show tonight. And Mr. Colette, we thank you because of the time you put in, and all the other guys and listening audience in Liberia, we give them thanks. And for Vasco, you'll all be around because we like to have opposing view, but you have to be rational when you're giving your view, not because you're supporting the CDC party. Sometimes on the first shot, you got to be rational because people are listening to you too. We're not saying that what you're doing is wrong because you bring another opposing side that we can be able to come up to find the truth in the discourse of Liberia. So we like you to be around. But on the issue of Yeke have shown himself to who he is and who he is to the Liberian people. I think he knows that this is the last term, and I don't think he knows that he knows that he's not coming back again because Liberian people not stupid. Liberian people know who he is. He has proven himself to Liberian people.
Did you support Representative Koluba?
Oh yes, I supported him before. I'm a rational person. I'm not like Vasco. I admit.
Let's respect our brother Vasco, man. Vasco has an opposing view. Let's respect that.
All due respect, Mr. Vasco. Respect to you.
Thank you.
Okay, shout out to you and to all the people in the chat room, Lovette and Mr. Sherry, who say hi and thank you for keeping the show up. Thank you, Liberian people.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Kelvin. We appreciate you. And this is important. Let's squeeze in this person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from. Hello. This person is not coming through. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. You're live. Yeah, you are live on the show.
I'm calling from Freetown, Sierra Leone. I'm listening to the program from Freetown.
Oh, from Sierra Leone. Yeah. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Hello. Yeah.
Can you turn down the volume of whatever you're listening to, sir? Can you turn down the volume?
Yeah, the problem in Liberia is a systemic issue in terms of policing issue. So I don't see any new in happenings coming from this government. Also for the issue of Yeke, I think Yeke is a credible figure to the Unity Party because he has been a strong advocate of the Unity Party. So if he's making that comment, I think we should take it to credence that it's credible because he is within the house and he knows much more. So I don't think we should bash on or the guy who is from CDC making a statement. Also for the WIA apartment, I don't think 41 houses will stand on a square feet of 1,000 feet. Because you talk about 41 houses, you're talking about almost close to a stadium. So if you see 70 houses, it might be like you have an apartment and have like 3 houses in an apartment. So I think you have some point on that. But for Liberia, they'll see and wait and see how things go. But for now, things are
okay. So you don't believe that 41 housing unit can go?
I don't think 41 housing can be in house. You are talking about close to a stadium, or size of a stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Let's do it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Let's do it and take the last 2 persons. This person and another one. Hello. You're live.
Hello. I think this is Sumo.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you. It's good to have you.
Yeah, quickly my observation. Sometimes we we tend to listen to this thing with interest to carry information for ourselves. But Bosco get dominated and get confused the whole topic. He speak with no facts. He doesn't have evidence. But you people continue to entertain it. That's what I mean. They get discouraged us. I beg you, control the stage. You're doing your best, but you gotta stand strong. Not to say CDC should be on show. If they come to mess the show, don't do it. It should not be entertained. When you come, you speak with facts. You don't say anything just because you want to say it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thanks a lot. Vasco is here. He's listening. He's listening. Hello. Let's take this person. Hello. 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 Yeah, please go ahead quickly.
Yeah, good morning, Brother Nelson, and good morning to all the analysts.
Yeah.
To the point, Honorable Yeager is looking for a way to insult our president. To stay on car again, be able to insult the public, but to anything that he had to do, I pray that God direct him. That he be there to put time to his work and forget about criticizing the public.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep praying for him. Hello.
Hello, Nancy. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you quickly.
Is it Vasco here from AME? This is Mr. Coliver. I think you should know him. Your former lecturer at the AMU University.
There you go.
Vasco, I admire you.
No. Wait, sir.
Yeah.
Vasco. Are you the Vasco? The man is asking. Vasco, he's asking, can you respond to him? You are muted, Vasco. The people not hearing you.
When you say Vasco, Vasco name, like a lot of people that have it. So Vasco Sumo. If that's a Vasco Sumo, if you're talking about Vasco Sumo.
Hello?
Yeah. So which Vasco are you talking about, sir?
Vasco Yam.
No, not Vasco
No,
Yam.
not Vasco Yam.
I am student Vasco Yam.
This is Vasco Sumo.
Okay.
Thank you.
But yeah, listen to me. I want to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Want to check issue. I'm a former Bengals. There are no third-party system where in any financial institution, especially a banking system. The administrators taking that issue a check bearing a J mark. I think you should not push that argument because people respect you. There's a large media.
Coupon.
When you come out with something, people try to grade you. But to be making, I think Nancy, you should not waste time on this thing.
Right.
You push on issue what JMB is doing currently. The bread and butter issue in Liberia, affecting Liberia. That's all we should be discussing.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Well, guys, we have to wrap up. At least to some extent, we provided the time for our folks tonight to express themselves. They've been wanting this. We took more calls. There are still so many calls coming in from our international lines, the local lines from all sides, but we have to go. Can you wrap up? Let's start with you, Pilar.
Well, thank you. I want to begin by saying thanks to all of the caller, Vasco, Mikero, and Ron, our brother that were here previously, and to you. I think it was a good show, and I think we should proceed on these things. Vasco predicted how the color gonna be like, and most definitely, most of the color lashing. So I think Vasco, you listen to somebody advises, it is not in a bad way. For me, I like Vasco. We always like opposite view to balance the platform. But I think we should drive a certain thing. As I told you, nursing, that tech issue was a diversionary tactics. We understand the sedition. The hearing make us to that is called what we had to discuss from the second issue. But happy, we need to make some clarity on those things. J Mark cannot be something we will take serious as a check. We always know Honorable Kolba. And for anybody to say we are against Honorable Kolba, no, we are not against how he criticized government. But I think it should be done on some substantial issues so as to people having certain credibility. Since should not be the vanity chairman, time to come in Liberian politics. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Vasco, you want to do your closing?
And I make closing thing.
Yeah, Nelson. My closing, I'm gonna go back to this coupon. Okay, I just seen on it now saying coupon.
Right, that's what I'm
No.
saying. Not coupon, I check.
Okay. I hear all of your lashing and me, you're beating on me. In Liberia, when government issue these things, and people take coupon and go to the gas station, the Ministry of State will be on it. Look, that thing is very clear. This coupon coming from the Ministry of State to the various lawmakers that receive it. But this is restricted to J Mark and a showroom. They sell, I think, appliances or furniture or something. So this is directed to that identical place. So you can carry this coupon and get the worth, the amount that is on this, and get that worth. Maybe you, if you want to cash, you can say, "Oh man, okay, you'll take the coupon, you give me 3,000 or 3,500." They will give it to you. So this is real. This is real. This came from the Ministry of State to all the lawmakers to go to J-Ma and furniture that worth 4,500 to get any material they want to get there in that range. So this is clear. This is something that everybody should understand. It happens.
Thank you, Vasco. Mikael, you want to do your closing?
Yeah, so
I
let
don't
me
know,
get
I love
Vasco quick question. So the coupon here now tell me, is it the government that issuing a JMA coupon or JMA issue the coupon to government to give to the people? Who issuing the coupon?
My brother, it's clear.
I mean, I want to know because
no.
The government don't run the people's store.
Okay, let me tell you how some of these things work too. Like
guys,
we
are serious out of time. We are serious.
But well, Nessie, thank you to everybody who watching the show in the comment section. Thank you guys. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Nessie, for always bringing all time of day is almost day, let me say day in Liberia, but you take the time to say and to have the conversation. We're here to better our country. We're here to speak fat to power. So when we come here, we're not come here to joke or do something like it can be joke and be laughing with it, but we're supposed to be serious, discuss things that are serious, So it was a good show. Thank you, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Hope to see you guys back here too. Thank you.
Yes, most definitely it's been a great show. I want to say thanks to everyone tonight for being here with us. Thanks to the folks on YouTube, the folks on Facebook, across all 3 platforms on Facebook. Thanks to the folks in Radio Land as well. We appreciate everyone. And this is what the CBL came up with. The exchange rate and what it's been for the past 1 week or so before getting to where we are. So presently is 191 Liberian dollars to 1 USD. That's the buying rate, and the selling rate is 193. And the reason why I would display this is because this thing has a serious reflection on all of the commodities in the country, all of the activities in the country. No matter the efforts, the gains that the Ministry of Commerce will be making or what have you, in the absence of addressing this particular issue, the exchange rate, you're going to have an increase in all the different prices. Petroleum prices will increase. Regardless of what Amos Sweat does at the LPRC, petroleum price will increase. The rice, basic commodities, will increase. Even transport fare will increase if the issue of the exchange rate is not addressed. I just hope that the CBL, those in the financial space, can take a look at this because it's going to have an impact on it a lot. But I want to say thanks again to everyone. Thank you, Bila, for being here. Thank you, Vasco. Thank you, our brother Mikael. We look forward to having a great show tomorrow. We're going to have a guest tomorrow. And let's hope we can have a great show. Thanks to everyone for being here, and good night.
Peace.
Good night, Nelson.
Good night, Nelson.
Okay.
Spoon